Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Marvel Snap, the new Marvel-themed card game that just came out a few days ago in Steam Early Access. Last time we did the tutorial, played a match against an actual player, and looked a little bit at some of the things you can use your resources to get. There's definitely still a lot to learn, so let's hop in. Alright, let's see. So of course our objective here is to win 2 out of the 3 locations, and we'll see if there's anything special about these locations. You can play cards here after turn 4. Okay, so it's not possible for us to play cards there immediately. All right, and I'm not sure we've ever played Hawkeye before, to tell you the truth. What is his deal? On reveal, if you play a card here next turn... Oh, okay, no, that does sound familiar. But we know we're not going to play anything here. So I think we might be willing to put Hawkeye here and then just commit to playing Quicksilver or something else in this area on our next turn. So, sure, I think we can do that. Oh, you can't... Okay, so, well done, Lids, just completely and fundamentally misreading this. That's you can't play. Pretty sure that happened last time as well, where I thought that a 1 was a 7. Now, that's you can't play after turn 4, so we want to play stuff here quickly. So that would have made a lot of sense to go Hawkeye here last time round. But now we've kind of committed, right? What is the deal here at Stark Tower? After turn 5, give all cards here +2 power. So this one we also want to rush a little bit as well. So it is probably a good thing to have a lot of weaker units, or at least being able to play multiple per turn, although in this case, all we can do is play Quicksilver, and because we've already committed to playing Hawkeye here, probably do need to do this. That means this is going to be kind of tricky to make that work. She gets stronger in the middle area, I remember. Now we know... Get a copy of a card in your hand, okay, and it's Hawkeye. So in that case, might we go Hawkeye and then after turn 4, we can't play anything here. So we could go, but we have exactly 3. Wait, why are we, oh yeah, no, you are 3. So get power for a second. Okay, so we could do 1 and 2 here, and then play Cyclops there next turn, or Cyclops plus... Yeah, let's go that. Hawkeye and Sentinel. That means we will definitely get a weaker card for our next turn with Sentinel, which might be the increment we're looking for. So there's our other Sentinel. Problem is we don't have enough for this combo right here. Yeah, so it's probably going to have to be Thing in that case, but he is powerful. So is that enough, though? Is that enough for us to claim this territory, or should we just abandon ship and focus elsewhere instead? Because if it is Thing, it does make Hawkeye go up to, what, a 3? So that means we'll get 6 additional points total, getting us up to 10, which is certainly possible for them to outdo us. Oh, okay, I don't like this. Don't think this is going to go well. I think they're going to play one more card here and they're going to beat us in that. No! Okay. We will take this spot in that case. I did not expect them to do that. So turn to... Oh, also I miscounted, but... So this will be overkill here, but we have confirmed that we've taken a win here. We actually are only losing by 1 in this spot, and only losing by 1 in this spot as well. So I think in that case... Ooh, Iron Man is quite tempting. Abomination is quite powerful as well. We do have Hulk, which of course is big as well. We have found in the past that when we are in a situation like this where we've confirmed we've won one location, it is nice to split the difference a little bit between these two, just barely pass them in both locations and force them to make up their minds. You know, if they try to go all in one spot, then hey, we can just win the other one, and we've already won this one, so we have 2 out of 3, we win. So part of me is tempted to see if we can go Sentinel plus Cyclops here, but I think we might want to go... think we might go all in, and then on our last turn is where we'll consider putting cards in both spots. Oh, that's a big commitment in that spot, but this is now full for them. And Iron Man might be a more efficient use of space here. I think we've won. In fact, we have definitely won. Unless they have a way to power up cards in adjacent areas, we've confirmed we won here. We already have the lead here, in fact. And, oh right, I forgot Stark Tower gives the boost to cards as well. So that already means we've won this spot. So technically speaking, I mean, we might want to put something there just in case they have something that can power up adjacent areas, but they can't play anything here directly anymore. So what if we were to say, just go Punisher? Oh no, he's 3. Yeah, no, 3 and 3, that does work. Move 6. So if we do this, because we know they have lots of stuff here, it might be overkill, but we just want to be absolutely certain that we win here, and then it's confirmed that we win the game altogether. And then we just throw something down there. I mean, I imagine they're going to throw everything in this spot, and then that means they're going to win this location, but that shouldn't really make much of a difference. So I think we've taken this. Okay, Punisher, and I'm guessing this is just one really big unit like a Hulk for them. Yeah, but that's not going to matter. So we have this spot and this spot. So there it is. Very nice. Let's collect our rewards. And one thing I'm curious to see is we won previously in our last video, but if we don't win, are rewards reduced? Do we get any rewards at all? But we can upgrade Quicksilver, it seems. And let's see, so upgrade him to uncommon and gain 1 collection points thing, which seems like this is basically a level, so to speak, a character level. So if we do this, does that mean we're paying those resources to do so? I guess we are. Okay, and I have figured out what frame break means. I have figured that out. Before I had no clue. It is basically just that the artwork of the card seems to go outside the bounds of this rectangle here. So it seems like for some cards that's more significant than it is for other. Like in this case, he's just barely outside the frame of this card. So it's hardly even noticeable at all. But then, of course, the next upgrade is the 3D one, which does seem like, generally speaking, that is a lot more noticeable. And then, so now do we spend these resources, or is this automatic that we get this guy here? Khazar. Ongoing, your -1 cost cards have +1 power. Do we have any cards that go -1 cost? That's the first time I think we've heard or seen of that, so I mean, we'll claim it, yes, but I'm not really sure that's going to be at least of any immediate use to us. Mr. Fantastic, we got randomly in an encounter last time around. I think from a location it gave us that, but that I think would be a much better card for us to consider adding to our deck if we are to unlock this, because this is one of those cards that can boost adjacent areas, and that is, like we were saying in that previous match, something that is kind of tricky. You might think that after a location closes, that there's no way your opponent can pass you anymore, but Mr. Fantastic could be a little bit of a surprise factor there. All right. Then I also think I noticed that there are, some missions of some sort that we can use to earn some kind of currency here. I don't really yet have a great understanding as to what currencies we earn from what and how we use those currencies. I think the only thing that I have started to figure out, I mean, we'll claim this, but I'm not really sure what you use that toward. Maybe, oh no, I have no idea. But the other thing that I think I have learned is if we go to the shop here, like here, obviously this is a currency of some variety. I don't think we have any of it. Gold is apparently as well, but I don't think we have any of that either. This, I think, is something that we get from just playing matches altogether. So this, at least in small quantities, does seem to be free. And I'm also thinking that, we can actually... I think that said this was a daily. I think once per day you can get what I'm pretty sure is a pretty small increment of this. Yeah, and available in... Oh, okay, maybe that's when the new day starts, or maybe it is every 2 or 3 hours, in which case that's, I suppose, kind of generous. And then, that's what you use to upgrade cards. So if we wanted to, this was what we were doing at the end of the match, but we could just start to upgrade right here, right now, and because not only does that, of course, make the cards look a little bit better, but that is the primary way in which you level up, as we were just saying. I guess, there is something to be said for focusing on that. So, I mean, we could just upgrade an Iron Man here, I suppose. Why not? And so here's his frame break. So again, here you can see his head goes a little bit above the border, and that arm goes a little bit outside it on both sides as well. And that progresses us further here as well. So if we do another one of those, then theoretically, that would perhaps unlock Mr. Fantastic, which might be something we want to do here. Because it seems like this, I mean, that's the same amount we got for free just a minute ago. So it seems like 50 of whatever this resource is, it's not that big of a number, or at least You know, it's not that hefty of a price to pay. And it seems like once you've done one of these upgrades, you can't do another. So I'm not sure if the cards that allows you to do these upgrades to rotate around in some kind of increment, or if it's maybe that you can just upgrade those cards once to get the frame break version, but you can just never do the 3D version. Not entirely sure how it works, but by doing 2 of those, we've now, I believe, unlocked Mr. Fantastic, which, as I was saying, I think is actually a pretty powerful card, because although at 2 power for 3 energy, that doesn't seem like a lot, in truth, he's more like a, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 3, as long as you can play him in the middle, and that's very good value. And he has what seems to be kind of a unique ability in how he can boost locations that he's not even in himself. I mean, there are probably other cards that can do something like this, but we haven't seen them yet. So I do like him. I mean, we could upgrade this as well, but maybe we'll hold on to our other resources there. And here is the collection. So we saw that the game gave us a little bit of a tutorial in this, and that it basically just force-fed us and said, hey, this card that you just earned is better than the card that you had in your deck before, so you might as well make this switch. But, you know, I'm not sure if we might want to consider doing something like adding Mr. Fantastic. But I'm sure there are other strategies to consider when it comes to deck construction, at least when it comes to us playing Gwent, which is the primary card game that we tend to play on this channel. That is one of the primary things that we do, is I come up with a bunch of new decks for people to experiment with, and I think that's a lot of what makes people interested in checking out those videos is, hey, I want to try some new combinations, and that's a way to, well, facilitate doing some of that. So I imagine that's something similar in terms of what that could mean for Marvel Snap as well. I do see Mr. Fantastic, though. No deck selected. This is also, we can upgrade him here. Although we're not allowed to do that. Maybe we don't have any of this, whatever that resource is. So I don't know. That's just stuff that we'll, I'm sure, learn along the way, but just taking a close look at it and trying to learn as we go as well. But why don't we hop into another match as well? Okay. So, like I said, I am kind of curious to see what happens if we lose, to see if we still get the same kind of resources. But not to say that we will try to lose this one, but if that does come to happen, then maybe it's, you know, that's the silver lining. Let's see. Cards here have +5 power. Well, that's... So obviously you want to play cards there in that case. You want to probably fill that spot entirely. And the question is, you know, assuming that we both do that, we're both getting what is functionally 23 points. So, you know, do you use that with some of your big stuff, or do you just throw in little things like Quicksilver? And that way, you're turning what would normally be a very weak card into a much stronger card. Okay, we've never seen Rocket before. On reveal, your opponent play a card here this turn +2 power. Isn't that exactly the same as Star-Lord? Just a slightly weaker, lower energy version, which I suppose perhaps does make some sense. They're both Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe that's the Guardians theme. Oh man, okay, but I have found what the best card is to play in this area. It is, without question, Iron Man, because doubling the total power when we are getting a free source of a huge amount of boosts is pretty incredible, I would have to think. Now, do we want to go... Speaking of Star-Lord, we play him here, assuming that our opponent is going to do that as well. Hold on, what happens here? For turn 5. Ooh, put a card there in each player's hand. Okay, that is kind of tempting. But let's go here. I'm assuming they're going to do something here as well. Yeah, I think that's... Oh, okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. So what I'm hoping, though, is that it is not just simply a matter of their Rocket being the difference maker here. Whoever has more cards here gets plus... What the heck? What the heck? Okay, I think I know what we do, though. I think I know what we do, though. So we want to have a lot of cards, because we want to fill this spot. We want to have at least one thing here. And we also want to have this spot fully filled up. I don't know what happens if we both have the same number of cards here. Maybe we both get 100, maybe neither of us get 100. I mean, either way, it's going to balance out, right? So I think what we do is we play Sentinel on this turn, and that gives us another Sentinel. And then if we play our second Sentinel, I'm not sure we've ever done that before, but is that just a never-ending chain? Because if so, then that could be a great way for us to play non-stop cards. Okay, well, this is really interesting because we are both using almost identical strategies. So we will eventually want to play Medusa over here as well. But now we can go, like, this, what I'm asking basically is if we play another Sentinel, can we just do this non-stop every single turn? We also want to fill this spot. Yeah, there's just, we want units everywhere. We want cards absolutely everywhere. So I think it is going to be, I mean, I kind of want this to give us a Sentinel as well. So if we go Sentinel here, and then we also go Medusa. So we want, hold on, am I remembering this correctly? Yeah, in the middle location +2 power. So if we do this, do we get another Sentinel? And then it means that I'm hoping this still gives us a free Sentinel from Grand Central, not Medusa. I mean, we could still get Medusa in player there, but... Okay, I think we might have outplayed them there, because we do continue to get Sentinels. So we have one more point than them. Okay, well, it's actually not terrible. So at the end of this turn, we're going to get another copy of whatever we play here. So it could be, if we play Sentinel, we can make that happen. But then that's kind of awkward energy-wise if we do that. So then we're stuck with an odd increment. So this might be the turn in which we play Iron Man here and double everything. And then we'll have to gauge whether we think it's necessary to play something huge like Abomination or Hulk there on a later occasion. But we also want to make sure we're doing a lot of stuff here, and that's kind of what Sentinel and Misty Knight are both for. Maybe it's... No, I think it does have to be Iron Man here. Again, just the increments of energy are kind of unfortunate at the moment. If we were to play little stuff, we would be left with a lot of energy remaining. So as much as I really want to play Sentinel again to get another copy of it still to load up on more units here, that is... Okay, well, they're going Iron Man there. I suppose... Okay, well, for what it's worth, if they have... That... Oh... Okay, that's actually really interesting. Oh, wait, what? It plays a random card from our hand there? Okay, no, I misread that. Doing a whole lot of misreading the cards. Put a card from each player's hand. I thought it was giving us an extra copy of a card that was here into our hand. So yeah, I did the exact reverse in my brain. But what I was starting to say was, I think they functionally have won Mojo World because they played Iron Man here, so they're going to double this 100. Even if we do have the same number of units in here, assuming that when we're both tied with the same amount of cards that we both get 100, that means that, you know, we're never going to be able to get double that amount with our Iron Man because we committed it here, but that means we are definitely going to win this. There's a chance they might be able to win this. So that's kind of scary. So I think it's basically just we're all in on this spot, right? Because that's the only thing we can do, really. You know, no matter what we do, they're going to win this. We hope they don't play anything here. We hope they try to catch us here. I don't know why they really would, but this could be a loss. Oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. What is this is the big question. I think we're definitely going to win this spot. Even if this is Iron Man, we should still win. That's kind of scary. She gets bonus points in the middle, but do we have more than them still? We do. Okay. Whew. Close call. So that's a perfect example of doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or 200 points in a location, you still need to win 2 out of 3 locations. And we did just that, even if we put up 0 points there. All right, so we got extra stuffs for Sentinel. So I suppose we just upgrade him. It seems like whenever you win, you're pretty much guaranteed to have enough resources to do one of these upgrades. And so this one is the frame break. So I like this one more, I think, with the frame break, because it's much more dramatic with his hand. So, you know, the other ones, like I said, that feels like that should maybe go up the border a little bit as well. But the other ones, at times, it just felt like there was barely any difference at all. And that does mean we have one more card unlocked. So next one we'd be looking for would be Spectrum. Reveal. Give your cards +2 power. Whoa. For the rest of... Oh, okay, I was going to say. Wait, what? How do you... Okay, the theory behind this is very interesting because on reveal, give your Oh, okay. I thought this was going to mean that basically you play this early, and then for the rest of the match, every card you play gets +2 power. I was gonna say, well, obviously you play this as soon as possible, and then each subsequent card gets way stronger, so that's amazing, except the problem would be you're at 6 energy, so by definition, this is the only, you can only play it on your last turn, and it's the only thing you can play on your turn unless you somehow have a way to play something for 0 energy, which maybe there is such a thing, but we haven't seen it yet. So I was gonna say, well, that's almost amazing, but just for all those reasons doesn't quite work. But no, I miss. Slightly different, I think. From what I understand, it is basically if you already have cards with an ongoing effect on the board, once this gets flipped, it boosts those cards that have the ongoing keyword immediately, rather than being something that builds up power over time. So interesting, a different sort of finisher. Actually, another way you could get points in a location after that location is already full. So that is good to know that those types of things exist beyond cards like Mr. Fantastic. All right. Well, with that being said, I think that's probably a good place for us to wrap up here. There's another look at Marvel Snap, and I've been enjoying it a lot because I think that is a nice, fast-paced card game that doesn't require a PhD to play. It's good for a change of pace if you're used to playing more combo-centric card games like Gwent, and if you're interested in checking out other card games and the type of in-depth analysis that I'm doing when we're playing these games, then definitely check out some of our Gwent, Rogue Mage, and or Thronebreaker videos. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.